Hi guys. Okay, let me get a graphic up here for true crime. We are going to have a psychological thriller after this. If you're interested, if you're a member, if you're a Patreon, you're welcome to join us. And let me see here. Let's talk about the Menendez brothers. The judge has made a decision in their re-sentencing hearing. And I am starving. Okay. I am starving. All right, let me move this over. That's such a tiny picture of them. Let me make this larger. And let me make sure that I'm on, because if I'm not, then I'm just wasting my time talking to myself. I don't know where my YouTube went. Here it is. Let's see if this is... Okay, we should be live here. I don't see that. I see 22 here. We just got here, but I don't see my chat is not working. Hang on a moment. One second. For some reason, I've got something. Oh, what is going on here? All right, hang on. Something is up with my chat. Let me try to put something in here. Hello, can you... Uh-oh, what is going on? Can you hear me? Hello, can you see this? I can see nothing, and I can't even see a chat. So I'm going to stop until I know that I'm live. It's now more people are coming in, but I am not able to see a chat. Maybe I should just refresh. Hello? Oh, you can hear me? Put a 1 up if you hear me. Okay, very good. Thank you. I don't know what's wrong with my chat. It's crazy. All right, so we got the Menendez brothers, and the judge says the case can move along. So let's see what he said about this. He made his decision. Menendez brothers. Okay. So the Menendez brothers. Brothers Menendez. The Los Angeles County judge on Friday cleared the way for a hearing that will occur later this month, which he is expected to consider resentencing the Menendez brothers, possibly allowing them to be released from prison. The judge denied the request from the district attorney Nathan Hochman to withdraw a motion by his predecessor, George Gascon, who supported the idea of resentencing the brothers to a term that would make them eligible for parole. Hochman said last month that he did not believe the brothers had proper insight into their crimes, fatally shooting their parents in their Beverly Hills home August of 1989. Now, April 17th, they're going to have a resentencing hearing. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think they're going to get out. I don't think so. I think this is just smoke that's being blown. If you want to know the truth, that's what I think. Okay, but we can see. I don't think they're getting out. During the Friday hearing, prosecutors argued the Menendez brothers had failed to take full responsibility for their crimes because they continued to claim they killed their parents in self-defense. They were convicted of first-degree premeditated murder. And the deputy district attorney, Habib Belian, said it is prudent to let someone out of prison when they're still telling the same lies. He said the brothers were still trying to minimize their crimes. Balian acknowledged the brothers had expressed regret and then asked, do they understand the depravity of what they did? He posed the question of whether the brothers had changed during their time in custody, and then he offered his own answer. They have not. Today they are still hunkered down in their lies, Balian said. As recently as last year, he said Eric Menendez claimed the killing was manslaughter, not murder. The brothers, who were tried twice in the 1990s in connection with the killings of Jose and Kitty Menendez, have long said they were SA'd for years by their father, and that was a key driver for the shootings. They said they believed their parents were going to kill them to keep quiet about the abuse. Prosecutors have acknowledged that SA was a factor in the case. They argued in both trials, however, that the murders were motivated by greed because the brothers stood to inherit millions from their wealthy parents. At one point during the Friday hearing, Balian played excerpts of the first trial and showed crime scene photos of the parents' bodies. He said, it was like the Old West, a shootout at the OK Corral. The movie rankled Garagos. I think it's outrageous that photos from the crime scene were flashed up on the screen knowing family members are in the courtroom, Garagos said. Balian apologized. Ultimately, it's up to the judge to determine whether the brothers will be resentenced and possibly released. They have been in prison for more than 30 years. They are now in their mid-50s, and there were as many as 30 relatives of the Menendez brothers who support releasing them. Family members have been vocal about their disappointment in Hochman's decision to oppose the resentencing, and they argued in court filings that Hochman was motivated more by political self-interest than legal reasoning. The court made it clear that this process isn't about politics, it's about truth, it's about justice, and it's about giving people the chance to show who they are now, not just who they were in their worst moment, said Ana Maria Baralt, the niece of Jose and Kitty Menendez. The niece said, and I quote, they apologized to us repeatedly over the years and have exemplified growth and healing. Back in the courtroom, Balian said it was the former district attorney's actions, not Hochman's, that were driven by politics. The prosecutor said Gascon filed his motion 2 weeks before the November election. And as the Menendez case garnered new attention from a documentary and drama on Netflix, he also said Gascon's motion left out important details of the brothers' lies. And Gascon lost the election to Hochman. Yeah. So, yep. Interesting. All right, let me go back. I don't think they're going to get out. I could do a poll. I think this is just to appease. And you all know that Monica Sementelli was found guilty, right? You know that she was found guilty. I'm going to officially do that right now. But just so you know, she was found guilty. Let me bring her over there. Follow that trial for so long. I think that was the longest opening statements and closing arguments that I've ever seen in my life. I don't think it's crazy. But anyway, the Los Angeles jury reached the verdict on Friday, which found Monica Sementelli, the wife of Fabio Sementelli, guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder in his 2017 stabbing death that was done on the pool patio where he watched TV, and it was his happy place. That's where he was brutally attacked and murdered by her ex-porn offender boyfriend and his friend. And she set that up. Prosecutors laid the case out. They said that Monica and her lover Robert Baker were having an affair, and they conspired to kill Fabio so that the two of them could be together and collect all of the life insurance money. Now, Baker pled no contest to all charges relating to Fabio's murder in 2023, including the special circumstance allegations of murder for financial gain and murder while lying in wait. Pleading no contest means that Baker did not contest the charges and accepted the facts alleged by the prosecutors without admitting he was guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Christopher Austin was arrested in October, and he testified for the prosecution during Monica's trial. He told jurors that he and Baker stabbed Sementelli to death after she left the door of their home unlocked. When questioned by the defense, Austin denied that he had been offered a deal by prosecutors in exchange for his testimony. Austin was convicted of second-degree murder and personal use of a knife in Sementelli's killing, and he faces 16 years in prison when he gets sentenced in April. Friday's verdict may offer some degree of justice for the Sementelli family, but Monica's two daughters stand by her in this. They really don't speak to their father's family anymore, and Fabio has a son, Luigi, and doesn't really speak to them, and an aunt, Marilla, that, it's just a wedge all of this is caused in there, in those relationships. But hopefully this will give them some sense of closure, because this trial has just been nuts. Now with those girls, they've lost a mother, they've lost a father, and now they've just cut off the rest of the family because they're standing by the mother. And this means Rob Baker is not going to have someone putting money on his commissary. He thought Monica was getting out. Yeah, no, not at all. And Fabio's sisters, let's see, did they make a statement? Marella and Lori spoke out after Monica was found guilty. Let's see here. I believe they let's see what they said. I believe they said they could not forgive her, if I am not mistaken. I think we can never forgive what she's done, is what they said. Never, never, never. It looked like they were in the courtroom. Monica looked, I don't know, like she was in shock or something. Let's see what she's up to now. She's got a sentencing coming up at, I believe it's the end of, let me see when her sentencing is. Her sentencing, let's see what she's going to have here. I believe it was June or something they have it. Well, she'll be in that jail for a little bit. June 23rd, sentencing. So, yep. It took 8 hours and 45 minutes over 3 days to reach the verdict. Okay, Lori, Fabio's sister, said, "We are overjoyed that she will spend the rest of her life in jail, no parole. And Marella said, today marks the day of healing. Justice was served today. It's the most beautiful day for our family. Our spirits are lifted. My brother can now rest in peace, and the murderers that have deceived him are exactly where they belong today. We're very, now Monica's defense team says, of course, they're going to appeal. And Leonard Levine said, and I quote, "We're very disappointed. We continue to believe that Monica had nothing to do with her husband's murder, and we will pursue every legal avenue to obtain her eventual exoneration and her freedom. Keep living in a fantasy world, Leonard Levine," Monica's attorney. Okay. The Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman, who tried this case unbelievably, said she's the one that's destroyed so many lives and their entire family. No one else did that. There's no one else to blame. She made the case that Monica wanted Fabio dead so she could inherit his estate and be with Baker. They destroyed evidence. They deleted evidence. They tried to hide the planning behavior so they could have this new future together. Everything she did was to protect the affair, not to cover up the murder. Levine said she was obsessed with her family finding out, with anybody not finding out. Sementelli has remained behind bars since her arrest in June of 2017 when she and Baker were charged with murdering Fabio, her husband. Conspiracy charge was subsequently added against the pair. The two were indicted just over 2 months later on the same charges. Austin has remained behind bars since his arrest. So, and he's going to be sentenced this month as well. And she'll be sentenced on June 23rd. So, yeah, we'll watch and keep up with all of that. So, that's officially on the record here. Let me take a look at what you guys are saying. Hi, Christine. How are you? They'll be denied parole. Yes, I believe so, Scooter. Linda, hey, she wants you. Yeah, where are you guys? You said you wanted to watch that psychological thriller. Interesting. Okay, let me get back to our true crime headlines here before we go. All right, let's see. There are some wacko people out in this world, you know. Okay, so we've got some more news about Austin Metcaf. He was the teenager that was stabbed to death by Carmelo Anthony. So let me see, his father's speaking out, saying his son did not start anything. Also, there was a funeral for him. Let's see here. Make this a little bit smaller, right? There we go. Okay. So, first thing I want to do is this. Austin's father said his son was not the aggressor. He died, he was stabbed to death and died in this altercation at the Frisco Independent School District's Kendall Stadium during the multi-school track and field championships. Police say Carmelo Anthony was a student at Frisco Centennial High School. He has been charged with first-degree murder after he allegedly stabbed Austin Metcaf and killed him by stabbing him in the chest. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is Carmelo Anthony's father. That his name is Andrew Anthony, said his son did not provoke the incident. Okay. He said he was not the one who started it. Andrew Anthony, sit down, okay? I have to tell you something. Sit your butt down. You should just sit down, okay? Who the heck? Oh my gosh, this guy is a piece of work. He said his kid's a good kid. He works 2 jobs. He's an A student with a 3.7 GPA. He also took a knife out and stabbed a 17-year-old in the chest because he was asked to leave from under a tent that he had no business sitting in. Wow, this guy is a piece of work. I thought. The affidavit stated the two had never met before the incidents. Police say Metcaf got into an altercation with Anthony, who sat under a tent that was designated for Memorial High School students, where Metcaf was a junior and Carmelo Anthony did not belong. The affidavit also stated that Anthony reached into his bag upon being told that he was sitting in the wrong area. Yeah, that's a great response there, Carmelo. A witness reported hearing Anthony say, "Touch me and see what happens." Yeah, Anthony, what is this guy's name? Andrew Anthony. Touch me and see what happens, your son said, and then he stabbed him. Sit down, Mr. Anthony. Wow, this infuriates me. It really does. Carmelo Anthony later asked police if the incident constituted self-defense. No, it didn't. Your life wasn't in any danger there, Carmelo. And if Metcaf was going to be okay. I know that my client said it was self-defense. I don't have any reason to disbelieve that, but I need to develop facts, talk to people, and figure out what's going on before I make any statements about what I think happened, said his defense attorney, Derek Walpole. I don't have any reason to think it wasn't self-defense at this time. Really? Did you read the affidavit? Wow. Okay. Anthony remains behind bars in the Collin County Jail. His next appearance is scheduled for Monday at 10 a.m. His lawyers plan to argue for a lowered bond. Yeah, no thanks. Okay, so read the affidavit. Sickening. Parents have to live without their son because you're your son. So you're going to sit here and explain that he's a good kid. He's got a 3.7 GPA. Who the hell cares about his GPA? Hope it'll serve him in prison. He shouldn't have done this. He changed the trajectory of a whole family's life with his impulsivity, and he shouldn't have had a knife with him. Don't tell me about how good your son was. He's a murderer. Okay. The family of Austin Metcaf laid him to rest on Saturday. The 17-year-old was stabbed to death on April 2nd at a track meet. The memorial service for Austin Matthew Metcaf was scheduled for 10 a.m. Saturday at Hope Fellowship Frisco East in Frisco. His mother expressed gratitude for the overwhelming support, prayers, and love that they have received. The family will have a private burial after the memorial service in lieu of flowers. The family encourages donations to a scholarship in honor of Austin Metcaf. Tragedies inevitably raise questions that remain unanswered, the Metcaf said in a statement. We will entrust the detectives handling the investigation to determine the circumstances surrounding Austin's passing, while our family, Hunter, and I prioritize commemorating and honoring Austin. An arrest report on the incident indicated that Carmelo Anthony admitted to stabbing Metcaf, claiming it was self-defense. No, it wasn't. District Attorney Greg Willis said the case against Anthony could be presented to a grand jury by the end of June, which will determine if it proceeds to trial. Anthony has been charged with first-degree murder and is currently held in jail on $1 million bond. Anthony's bond hearing is set for Monday. He's being held in the Collin County Jail on a $1 million bond. Keep him there on that bond. Okay. Watch some of the auctions out lying back down. Oh, I'm sorry you're in pain. I'm sorry. I hope you'll feel better. Okay. Let's see what else we have to cover here. Okay, let's look at this, okay? I'm going to pull this over here this is the judge. Press release from the Cumberland County District Attorney's Office in Pennsylvania. Okay, here we go. On April 9th, after hearing 2 days of testimony, the jury found that Sonia McKnight, they found her guilty of attempted murder and aggravated assault. Charges stem from an incident that occurred in the early morning hours of Saturday, February 10, 2024, at the residence of the victim on Saddle Ridge Drive, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Susquehanna Township, Dauphin County. McKnight shot the victim in the head while the victim was sleeping in bed. The bullet entered the right side of the victim's face, traversed through his head in a straight line, behind and slightly below his eyes, and exited the left side of his face. The victim survived the gunshot wound, but is blind in one eye as a result. The Cumberland County District Attorney's Office assumed jurisdiction of the investigation on the request of Dauphin County District Attorney Fran Chardo because McKnight is a magisterial district judge in Dauphin County. Are you getting that? The person that shot this man is a judge. Okay? Mr. Chardo indicated his office had a conflict of interest and could not prosecute the case. He requested the Attorney General's office to accept jurisdiction over the investigation. Attorney General Michelle A. Henry also indicated that her office had a conflict of interest and could not accept the case. As a result, consistent with Pennsylvania law, Fran Chardo requested that the Cumberland County District Attorney's Office assume authority over the investigation and prosecution. The District Attorney's Office would like to commend the Susquehanna Police Department for their hard work and diligent investigation, especially Detective Sergeant Lee Tarasi, the lead investigator in the case. The District Attorney's Office would also like to thank Adrienne Vaughn, Director of Victim Services, for all of her work in this case. The case was prosecuted by District Attorney Sean McCormack and First Assistant District Attorney Courtney Hare LaRue. This was presided over by the Honorable Judge Howard Kinsley. The District Attorney's Office would also like to thank the jurors for their time and attention on this case. So yeah, this was a judge that went ahead and did that in Pennsylvania. Okay. Now let's go to okay, so Amanda Knox. I was just thinking about her because the woman in that movie, she reminds me of Amanda Knox. Okay, so they executed South Carolina, executed this man right here. Mikal Mahdi was convicted in 2004 murders, including the death of an off-duty cop he shot and set on fire. He was convicted of the 2 murders, and he opted for a lavish final meal before his execution. The 42-year-old chose to be executed by a firing squad over a lethal injection or the electric chair. And his attorney called that the lesser of 3 evils. And he was, on the evening of Wednesday, April 9th, he ate his last meal, which was a fine dining offer made up of a ribeye steak, a mushroom risotto, broccoli and collard greens, with cheesecake for dessert and a sweet tea drink. This was the press release from the Department of Corrections. said the capital punishment sentence of Mikal Mahdi was carried out tonight pursuant to the order of South Carolina Supreme Court in accordance with state law. The execution was performed by a 3-person firing squad at 6:01 p.m. He was pronounced dead by a physician at 6:05 p.m. Mahdi, 41, was sentenced to death for murder, burglary, and grand larceny in the 2004 death of Orangeburg Police Captain James Myers. Mahdi shot and killed Myers, then burned his body several days after killing Christopher Boggs in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, during a crime spree that spanned 3 states. Mahdi was also serving a life sentence in North Carolina for Boggs' death. Mahdi did not make a final statement. Witnesses to the execution included one member of the Myers family, a representative from the First Circuit Solicitor's Office who prosecuted the case, a representative from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, which investigated the case, Mahdi's attorney, and 3 members of the news media. Mahdi's special requested meal was a ribeye steak cooked medium, a mushroom risotto, broccoli, collard greens, cheesecake, and sweet tea, which was served to him on Wednesday evening. Okay. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Ah, boy. Such craziness. Some of the stuff is just... let's see what this... Okay. So this is a surgeon in Massachusetts who was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter over the murder of his wife, Kathleen McLean, in May of 2020. Ingolf Turek was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter over the murder of 45-year-old Kathleen McLean in May of 2020. The Massachusetts surgeon has been found guilty of murdering his wife. He had been charged with murder after the body of the mother of 3 was found in a pond near their home. In a video from inside the court, the doctor was captured bending his head and breaking down in tears when the guilty verdict was read out. During his trial, the doctor testified that he grabbed Kathleen's neck during an argument. He said he didn't intend to harm his wife of 5 months, adding that he was defending himself after she threw a glass at his head, resulted in bleeding. "I snapped. I kind of blacked out," he said during his testimony. "I grabbed her on the neck." After police found Turek unresponsive in a Dedham hotel, the former head of urology at St. Elizabeth Hospital in Boston testified that he tried to take his own life. He was taken to a local hospital where he allegedly confessed to the murder. And this is the 2 of them. 4 or 5 months in the marriage, and he killed her. Right? 5 months. What was that all about? Turek was initially charged with murder, but was convicted for a lesser sentence of voluntary manslaughter. He has been in jail since his arrest in 2020. He will be sentenced on May 16th. He faces up to 20 years in prison. His attorney, Kevin Reddington, said, and I quote, "I think the evidence was so compelling that the jurors looking at it objectively just felt it clearly there was no malice and no intent to kill." However, Kathleen's brother, Richard McLean, expressed his disappointment over the lesser charge. Essentially, he's walking out scot-free. It's a shame. The whole thing took 5 years for us to get to this point, to walk away extremely disappointed. Kathleen's family added that she did not get the justice she deserved and that Turek got away with murder, basically driving down the road and throwing a piece of trash out the window. That's what he did to my sister. What person deserves that? Meanwhile, defense attorney Reddington claimed Kathleen wanted to gain control of her husband's money and assets, and she played him pretty darn good. I suggest to you that he reacted. He was drunk, he defended himself, and the beauty of the law is that the government has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not act in self-defense. However, Assistant Norfolk District Attorney Lisa Beatty argued that Turek intended to kill Kathleen due to fear about his money and not wanting to divorce again, adding that he disposed of her body like a piece of trash. She said Kathleen would have been conscious as he strangled her, adding that he did not try to resuscitate her or call emergency services, and instead he weighed her body down with rocks in a pond. Okay, this is unbelievable. This guy, Florida, Joseph Voigt, 24, pled guilty to second-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder. He said that he shot his parents because they were annoyed by how much time he spent playing video games. Joseph Voigt, 24, shot and killed his father, Marvin Voigt, and left his mother, Susan Voigt, with a severe gunshot wound on December 7th, 2024. This is not... Remember the ones that shot those people that we looked on Instagram and they made all these beautiful desserts and everything? Remember that? But I don't think it was these people. Joseph told deputies that his father also was riding his arse about making something of himself and getting a job. Joseph pled guilty on April 7th to second-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder, according to court documents. He had previously been charged with first-degree murder, but the charge was reduced in the plea agreement. The state also agreed not to prosecute a charge of shooting into a building. The Bartow Police Department said they received a call from Susan at around 11:20 p.m. on December 7th saying that her son shot her. When law enforcement arrived, Marvin was found with gunshot wounds to the head and was pronounced dead at the scene, per the affidavit reviewed. Susan was inside their household with serious injuries and was transported to a nearby hospital. Susan told her officers that her son had fled the scene, and they put out a notice for all law enforcement agencies to look out for his vehicle. At 2 a.m., his car was spotted by the Orlando Police Department, and they conducted a traffic stop and took him into custody, where he admitted to the Polk County Sheriff's Office that he initiated the shooting. Joseph's criminal history includes arrests for firing a weapon in a residential area and battery to the Sheriff's Office. We are deeply saddened by this tragic and senseless shooting. Stephen Walker, chief of Bartow Police Department, said in his statement, "We sincerely appreciate the assistance provided by the Polk County Sheriff's Office and the Orlando Police Department in this case, which led to the quick arrest of the suspect, John Voigt." Now, it just makes me think of... now I'm wondering about that other case. Do you guys remember that? We watched their Instagram, and I believe it was like their son that tried to kill them too, and I think it was in Florida, and they had this really nice Instagram. Remember that? Anybody? I don't know if you do. Okay, let's see here. This. Okay, we've got this now. All right, so this is a man was sentenced for killing a 22-year-old student in a chilling home invasion over an iPad passcode. So, a Tennessee man has learned his fate after admitting to the murder of a 22-year-old college student who refused to hand over his iPad passcode in a terrifying home invasion. On Monday, April 7th, Renus Holmes, 40, was sentenced to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to second-degree murder in connection with the 2021 shooting death of Andrew Rayner. Isn't that weird? The guy's last name is Rayner, and the killer's first name is Renus. In Memphis, the Shelby County District Attorney said in a statement. Holmes also pled guilty in 3 separate aggravated burglary cases and was sentenced to 3 years in prison on each of those counts to run concurrently. Holmes was one of 4 men who broke into the off-campus home where Rayner lived with several other Rhodes College students, but was not the shooter. The deadly incident unfolded at 5:40 a.m. on October 3rd of 2021 when Holmes and 3 others kicked in the door of the home and demanded electronic devices. The intruders ordered the terrified students to keep their heads down and avoid looking at them. Rayner was told to enter the passcode of his iPad and was shot when he failed to do so. Rayner's girlfriend was also shot in the hand as he attempted to wrestle the weapon away from the gunman. The suspects made off with several phones, gaming systems, video games, and other electronics belonging to the victims. Police found Rayner dead from a gunshot wound at the bottom of the staircase. Authorities were able to locate Holmes after one of the students tracked his iPad's location to a nearby hotel. Once they arrived, Holmes fled by jumping over a drainage ditch and escaping the area. He was arrested 2 days later. Police are still searching for the other 3 suspects. Crime Stoppers is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to any additional arrests in the case. A memorial fund created in Rayner's name called Live Like Drew said he loved with great intensity and showed enormous courage and self-sacrifice. An accomplished musician, Rayner played in an 80s rock band and was a member of Rhodes Jazz Ensemble. He was an Eagle Scout and a devoted member of the Catholic Church. Drew was a loving son, brother, nephew, cousin, and friend. He was a kind, cheerful, intelligent, and outgoing young man who was loved by his friends, according to his obituary. And what a thing, huh? Dazed and confused star Nikki Cat dies at 54. Not sure who this is. I've heard of this, but I don't know who this is. But he is Nikki Cat, star of the 90s indie movie Dazed and Confused, has died. He was 54. It was confirmed by John Slosh, founder and partner of Slosh Law, but his cause of death was not immediately available. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's see what else we have. Dump trucks, strikes, and kills. Okay, what's this about? Okay. Let's just see if there's anything else that I want to go over. Okay. Nothing there. Okay. There's not too much. Okay. All right. Oh, there's one other thing I want to just go over. These people riding horses in Walmart. I think I'll cover that, and that's about it. I think we're going to watch a psychological thriller. If you're a member of the channel, you'll see the number to come in. So 4 people in Louisiana have been charged after they allegedly rode their horses through a Walmart. According to reports from local outlets and the Baton Rouge newspaper, The Advocate, the 3 adult men and the 1 minor were arrested after turning themselves into police on April 11th. Their arrest came after a social media video of the 4 riding their horses through a Walmart in Baker, located 11 miles north of Baton Rouge, went viral. Baker Police Department Chief Carl Dunn said that Brendan Bridgewater, 24, Patrick Derazan, 22, and Mason Webb, 18, turned themselves in and were charged with misdemeanor counts of entering and remaining after forbidden, disturbing the peace, and unlawful posting of criminal activity for notoriety and publicity. A state offense which stops anyone from posting videos or photos on a public forum for attention. Okay. A 4th horseback rider, a 16-year-old boy, also turned himself in and faces the same charges. Several videos posted on the social media platforms, including TikTok, X, and Facebook, show 4 horseback riders trotting down the aisle at the Baker Walmart, located on Groom Road. Bystanders can be heard saying, "What the F?" And one person who appeared to be a Walmart employee laughed before suggesting that someone call the police because the group was going to scare the shite out of somebody. Other footage posted on TikTok appeared to be taken from a perspective of one of the riders, as Big and Rich's 2004 song, "Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy." Dunn told The Advocate that the group's actions might be fun to them at the time, but this could have been real bad for other citizens. We've always got to think of others before we act. Webb later spoke for an interview in which he called himself and his friends the Cutthroat Cowboys. He said the group didn't intend to hurt anyone with the stunt. Oh my gosh, it was fun. We were famous. That's all. As the outlet asked about the viral social media clips, Webb explained, "We didn't want to hurt nobody or nothing. We always ride to Baker, and we just wanted to do that day." After someone off camera pointed out that there's a discussion around bringing dogs into stores such as Walmart, Webb agreed, adding that his horse is his emotional support animal. Entering and remaining after forbidden and unlawful posts of criminal activity each carry a potential fine of $500, a maximum prison sentence of 6 months, or both. Disturbing the peace carries a maximum sentence of 90 days or a $100 fine in Louisiana. I don't know. Okay. Hi, Slammer. So we're going to watch the psychological thriller, and I'm going to do the word game. So if you want to come and watch the psychological thriller with us, you're welcome to. I'm going to put the... What happened to the word game? I'm going to put The number, well, I have to do a new Zoom. The new Zoom review is coming right for you. New meeting. Okay, and okay, I'll do this right after we do our word game. Daily puzzle. Oh wow, it's a big one. I hope Murder of Crows gets here. Little Crows, there you are. Okay, let's see. Humble. Thank you, Christine. That's good. I want to be humbler. Okay, humbler. Murder Crow's got that one. Hurl, we got that. Hum, bum, blue. Oh, blue. Blue. I'm thinking of Leanne Rhymes. Bluer. How about bluer? But if I spelled it right. There we go. Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Very good. Wow, we're almost done. That's good. Blue. So let's see. Oh, helm. It's got to be helm. Right? There's got to be a helm. It's got an H. There's got to be an H here. Herb. Okay. Okay, we have a, okay, now we just have to get a E, Earl? No. Lord. What do you got? Any guys got anything else here? Umber. Burnt umber. Burnt umber. No, it's not there. It's not there, umber. Good guess. Murder of Crows, you're going to come watch the psychological thriller with us? It was really good. I just missed the end of it. It's really, really good. It's really good. I'll just put that in there while you guys try to figure out this last two words. You should come in there, Murder of Crows. It's really good. Oh shoot, I didn't have the... What is going on? I don't have the right... hold on. You know what? I didn't share out the true crime. I knew I did that too fast. No wonder. I forgot to share out the true crime. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Pet Nanny Nancy. How are you? Shoot. I've got... What do I have to do? I have to get the... Sorry, I'm going to get that right back up, but I forgot to put the invite. All right, now let me put the word count down. I didn't share out the... to do that tomorrow. Remember movie night. Okay. Put it out to members. Okay. And all right. So anyway, let's see if you've got that. Did you work on that? Can't believe I didn't put that out. Rubble. I tried that, didn't I? Yeah. No. Nope. No go. Can't go for that. I'm also going to try to share this out so that there we go. Just have to do this because otherwise I'm not doing nothing in the best interest of the channel, right? Gotta do that. Gotta do it. Shoot. Yeah, keep looking at the puzzle. I'm going to look at your answers in 1 second. I'm just trying to... I'm so hungry too, you have no idea. So hungry. I'm almost done posting this. There, and now I'm just going to put it in Slack. Then I'll have that done. All right, now let me go over here to you guys and see where you guys are with this. I am so hungry. Okay, hi, Pet Nanny Nancy. Yes, it is coming up. Celebration. Of course. Of course. I tried that, right? It's not there. Okay, and then you said blur. Oh, I think you have got to write it with blur. Hold on. Yes, Pet Nanny Nancy. Blur. Beautiful. Okay, so we just need this other one. Bloom, B-L-U-M-E. But no, it's not going to go there. Oh, what about, wait a minute. No. How about, wait a minute. No. Lemure. Hello, heart. Lemure. There we go. We got it. You got it. Murder of Crows. I hope you're going to come for the movie. Our members, I put it in there for members and for Patreons. I have to do the Patreons right now. Do the Patreons. The members should be up there. So if you're a member, come on in. And Patreons, I'm going to grab you right now. And say, come on up. Come on up. You're the next contestant. And the price is right. Let's see here. I'm going to put a post.
Hello.
Hi. All right, let me see. This is me.
There's not even like a face in my box.
A face?
Isn't there supposed to be like an empty face? Isn't there usually something in there?
No. Not if you don't have a picture.
It's so empty.
Well, we can't see anything because the word cookie thing is there, so I can't even see you that. Okay, member Patreon movie night.
What's the name of this movie?
The Lost Daughter.
But you just need to watch the end, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna watch the whole thing again?
Yeah, it was really good.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Very hard for me to watch a movie twice. I wonder where Evie was for so long.
She went to the hospital, she said, right?
Yeah.
Murder of Crows, you should come in and watch it.
Yeah.
So should you, Christine.
Yeah. I told him that. He's coming. Boy, Angel was out of hand tonight.
Oh, wait, we're still live. Okay.
We were live?
We're live still.
But there was live before? The Word Cookies was live?
Of course.
It's never live then.
I'm always live with Word Cookies.
Oh, you are. Oh, but I'm live too because I'm with you.
Okay. You can't believe you stepped through another stream. Oh, no. All right, so guys, I hope you come on over to the movie. It's a really good movie. It's a psychological thriller. It's not scary like scary horror movie scary. It's really good. I hope you come on over to it.
Come
Love you
on,
God
guys.
bless, and prayers. We'll see you there. Bye.